It's a long video. Hold on. Let me make sure I'm getting all of my views. This is a long video, so I ain't gonna be doing too much introing. I'm gonna just say this. Pay attention to people talking about staying on code and any type of code, because that would just mean you're blindly ignoring the truth or the facts or the reality of a situation just to be a gender. And especially in America, because there's no such thing as a code, because you have to base what you say and think on people's feelings. So how can you stay on code if somebody could tell you that the code is offensive? So it's literally no such thing as staying on code, especially in the black community, especially as black men. It's no such thing as staying on code against women, because they got a lot of wishy-washy opinions about stuff. So how we gonna stay on a code when their code don't exist? Like, they really don't got no code. So the internet code is no code. It doesn't even exist. So how you gonna stay on something that doesn't even exist? That's kind of ridiculous. But let's get into this.
A lot has happened in the wake of the young man Aaron Sloan's appearance on the Balloon Pop show.
A whole lot has happened.
A lot of people decided to take a story, a false narrative, and run with it. Both men and women. Black men. If you scour the internet now and you type in Aaron Sloan's name, the vast majority of the people attacking him and assassinating his character are men, black men. And so as I sit, I ask myself, why would they do that?
I don't know about that. I think it's a few, but I don't know about that. I only know of, let me see, for about 5. I only know about 5, and one of them, he not even black for real. Like, what is he for real? Respectfully.
What do they have to gain? Because there's always something that motivates people, and typically it's their own self-interest. So I have to ask myself, and when I break it down and I analyze
content, I'm gonna tell you, Dennis, what happened is the algorithms tell people how to think now. So if if a story or a situation or a thing is popular and it's within your genre of what you react to, you gonna spend more time on it because you're gonna get more views on it. That's why all of the rap people, that's why Carcino out here doing Drake videos, because he's a brown person, but now the algorithm says Drake, so he's out here doing Drake. You know what I mean? One of them type of things.
it. The truth is, black men are still beholden, all in with the shenanigans of African American women.
Well,
black men want to please black American women, irrespective of all this red pill talk and blue pill and black pill and green pill. At the end of the day, most black men are still sycophants. They are still drone simps, mindless drones.
But see, now we're going into different territories. It's a difference between wanting to please a woman and then being a drone and a simp. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you're going to a different level. Like, ain't you married, or was you married, or did you marry the? Never mind. I was thinking of Donovan Sharp. I got you confused. So, yeah, it's a difference between pleasing your woman and then being like a simp wimp. It's a whole difference. It's a difference in personality. It's a difference in character. It's a difference in the actual woman too. So you're crossing territories with that wording, bro.
Want to appease black women. They feel as though that if they participate in the public lynching of this young black man who's only 29 at the time and now recently he's turned 30. They feel as though they'll get kudos and points from black women as if they can bank those points.
No, what it is, Dennis, is that it's extremely hard. Well, actually, it's impossible. I'm gonna say impossible to defend a person when they're getting exposed for domestic type of things. So if it was a situation of, I did 2 different trials about him. I did one about the fraud thing where he did not fraud, and then there was a character one where it was a completely different thing. So, and some people can't conflate those issues. They think just because you got a certain type of character that you did certain type of things in terms of like fraud, but he didn't fraud. You know what I mean? So what it is that men found out that he's domestic, and they feel like for their content and channel sake, even me, that they have to come out and speak against it because they're against it. But they were also against the unjust firing. So people tried to move the goalpost, and people had to speak on how they felt about the goalpost moving. Like me, he didn't scam, he didn't defraud in the discussion, but that don't mean I'm with domestic violence. You know what I'm saying?
And truly, they are the biggest simps. I think that
Some of them.
the world would be a lot better if we had more black plumbers and less black YouTubers.
Now that's a fact.
I am truly disgusted by some of their behavior because at the end of the day, these black
But the
men,
world would be way better if we had less abusers, no matter what they did. That's the whole point, Dennis. Maybe you don't know this stuff. Like you about to call out MTR, but you a little bit like him, to where when you said what you said, you didn't have the full information. That's exactly what he did wrong, and now you doing it. So it's the same thing in a different way.
helped destroy the life of a black man who was already fragile. And when I say fragile, the man had just picked himself up, able to get himself a career going, doing well for himself at a relatively young age. And because of the concerted effort of all these black men, that man's life is destroyed.
And that's what you got to understand, Dennis. It wasn't all these black men doing it. And contrary to unpopular belief, but they try to make it popular belief, it wasn't black women either.
Think about what you've done. All you so-called big-time YouTubers, you're truly nobodies. You're nobodies before YouTube, and you're going to be nobodies after YouTube. But what you've done is destroy a young black man's life. Is that why you entered here? Is that why you decided to open the channel? To help destroy other black men's life? What do we need the KKK for? If we got black men who act as attack dogs to destroy the life of another black man on hearsay. You don't know this man from Adam. You just take what some random woman says on the internet who is indicted right now herself for felonies and fraud.
They talking about king of accountability. I mean, queen to queen.
And you just run with it.
I didn't run with it. It was a whole investigation with separate things.
I understand why black women would want to attack Aaron Sloan. He hurt their feelings.
Stop. I think that Arlette fans, which we'll call black women, pop the balloon fans of Arlette. That's who we'll describe the black women as. Arlette fans. When I say Arlette fans, I mean black women. Cool. I think Arlette fans is with the smoke. And as far as what he did on that show, it ain't too much for black women. They don't really care about that. The how do we even say this? The drama came from non-black women. A million view video, probably way at more than that. But when I first seen it, it was already at 1 million views, and she's Latina. She's the one that painted the narrative about him character wise. He didn't just get his job called because you're not qualified, queen. That's where black women get okay. They can get mad. He said that. Other than that, black women had nothing to do with this. They weren't part of it. They may be part of the paying attention to what's going on TikTok, but they're not even part of this. Why do people keep trying to group black women into this? Black women aren't the people. His ex is a Latina, 2 of them. So what is we doing with that? Like, I don't know what y'all saying. Like, so no, it's not black women. Y'all want it to be? Why?
And if they can get back at them, they can. And there's a vitriol, nasty hatred that many black women have for black men. Oftentimes,
that is a fact right there, though. But that's a separate issue. He's right about that. But they don't have anything to do with this. Well, I can't say they have nothing to do with this, but they're not the catalyst of this. They didn't start this. They didn't continue this.
Because of experiences of their own, but because of their shared collective experiences, discussions they've had with their mothers, oftentimes family members, friends, lies. And so they have a collective pool of vitriol towards black men.
Now that's true.
And unless you're a passive, effeminate, even black man who uses swag and language that soothes their egos, then you'll be attacked. And they'll attempt to destroy you.
It's sad, but it's some truth to that. It's sad because the people who talk different than them other dudes is the people who they really need to listen to. But you know.
Any black man who's assertive and speaks up for himself, they'll attack him because they don't respect masculinity in the black community. And
wow, like y'all don't even want to deal with the reality of them words he just used, man. Like on some real shit. Like people always talk about it. Well, these men not real men. A real man would. I don't know if people really, 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 truly respect it for real, for real.
And the truth is, most
y'all would call masculinity some type of phobic. Listen, man, we ain't gonna go there. We ain't even gonna do it.
of you black men attack other black men who are masculine. And the reason you do that is because it shows you just how inadequate you are as a man. Some of you all wouldn't have the balls to stand up for yourself. And I give a hand to Mr. Aaron Sloan. He's done his best for a person who is not a public figure, who is not equipped to deal with the onslaught that comes with dealing with the black community and specifically the public life. He's done very well to correct the record. Unfortunately, he was overwhelmed. See, it wasn't a bunch of women doing it. It was a bunch of women-like men who attacked him. You guys are worse than black women. You're horrible. You use your channels to destroy the life of a black man. Now, this young man is unemployed. I'm absolutely certain that anybody that does a background check on him is going to look at his Google information, and the first thing that's going to come up with these hundreds and hundreds and possibly thousands of videos mentioning him.
Here's the thing about it, Dennis, and you might not know this. That might be a good thing for him because he would rather have that stuff come up than his arrest record come up. But either way, it's going to be a bad look for him, and that's what I said in his trial. So like for him, in his mind, it's like, oh, I had a past and I'm trying to move on from it. But when you a certain type of person who's done certain types of things in life, you don't ever want the spotlight on you in any way, shape, form, or fashion. It's like being a former drug dealer. Like you might be a former drug dealer, right? But it's still certain things you can't do because it'll bring light to who you are.
and that's going to make him a liability to this country, to the company. I don't know, but I'm just assuming you've destroyed this black man's life. Now, if
God, I know. He got a criminal history that would prevent people from wanting to work with him. Like, his criminal history is one that people would like. You can move on from crime, criminal history, felonies, all these things, but he has the type of criminal history, one that people wouldn't want to work with him. And we found out how recent it is. That's the thing. People talk about my past. Cool. If you did something, got locked up for 5 years, then did parole for a year, like, okay, you committed a crime 6 years ago, you went to prison, you got out, you good. I mean, depending on what it is, we know that. But I'm saying, he did something 2 months ago. That's a police report for it. You know what I mean? So it's like, that's where the jobs come in at having a problem. It ain't women. I mean, it is women, but it ain't black women.
he starts, if he start running up on you all and hitting you upside the head and committing crimes and whatnot, that's your own damn fault.
No, it ain't.
You black men participated in a concerted effort to destroy the life of another black man. That's what you did.
Sorta. They did that. But everybody had different reasonings why. Like, only person I wouldn't have no explanation for is Duke the Don. Like, I don't know what his problem is. You know what I mean? Him, I don't know what his thing is. I know why MTR did what he did. I know why Queen of Economy did what she did. I know these things. I can explain why they did what they did, and I talked to both of them directly about the mistakes they made and how and why they made them. There's a couple other people involved that it's like, yo, you just commenting, dog.
This is how you use your power. All because you're beholden to black women. All because you wanted favoritism. You wanted them to see, I'm not like them. You're cowards. After all the crap y'all been talking about, red pill, and how a man needs to be an alpha male and alpha up and put these women in check and such, as soon as you look for,
I don't even know what a red pill is.
well, as soon as they present you with an opportunity to come eat out of their hands and be their little lapdogs, you black men came running. Now, I'm not talking about all you brothers, because some of y'all stayed firm. Some of y'all stayed strong. But the vast majority of these black men on the internet, YouTube, you participated in the public lynching of a black man. And let me tell you something.
I'm going to tell you throughout this video where Aaron brought this on himself at. Okay?
The next time it's going to be you. See, the next time what goes around.
I will say this, though. You want to know what's funny? Is that I gave people this speech about Donald Trump. And people don't see it that way. Like, when you look at it like that, they don't see it. So the media, whoever the case may be, don't have another playbook. They can only attack you one certain way. You know, and it happens the same for everybody.
Comes around, and if you participated in the public lynching of a black man, expect that you're going to be next. In the name of being fair and reporting fairly and trying to get the story out, you simply spread misinformation.
And then didn't just immediately dial it back. But in MTR's defense, he directly was lied to. So if you take, and this is just me keeping it real, I got a whole video directed to him. You know what I mean? But if you are directly lied to, right? Like, I know this dude lied. Like, he lied right to me. You know what I'm saying? And then somebody else someone credible. Queen of Accountability is credible as hell, right? Someone credible comes with some information that would, support the fact that this dude's a liar. You are gonna go with that. You know what I'm saying? And you haven't done the research. Now, that's the problem for him. He should have done the research. But if you have not done the research, but you know enough to know this dude's lying, I talked to him for 5 hours. He lying about something. Then she comes like, okay, this is what he's lying about. How can you not listen? You know what I'm saying? Just like she said. And it was true. If I look up the license, even though she didn't look the right state up, she said if I look up the license and I don't find it and it's other inconsistencies, I would assume that he's lying. That was a good assumption, but it was a wrong one. You know what I mean? So that's what he did. You know what I mean? That's what he did. In his defense, I understand why he would go with what Queen Accountability was saying. It wasn't just blindly just not getting the information. It's things that led up to why he would believe it. And I get that. That's why I talked to him the way I did.
That's what you did. And that makes you disgusting human beings. It also makes you sellouts. Because that's the same thing that the white man that you complain about does. That's the same thing that white supremacy racism does. That's the same.
Didn't I just say that? Y'all ain't want to hear it when I said it because of how I said it, but I just said that. That's what they did. That's what they did. The government. When they don't like you, they only have one playbook. They're going to say you did something. It's just like, now what is now? Okay. Remember when Donald was in president, they accused him of 89. What was it? It was a big number. 97 SAs. It was 100 different women that came out and said he touched them in an inappropriate way. Now, look, they're still doing it. 30 felonies of documents. How you get 30 felonies from some papers? Stop playing with me. It's the same thing over and over. All the whole time he was in trial, they were trying to make up stuff. Oh, he needs to get impeached because he fired somebody. Literally, the first thing he got in trouble for was firing a dude. But this is the same dude who we loved for The Apprentice. He was literally popular for saying you're fired. But the first thing he got in trouble as the president was firing somebody. Y'all are some clowns. And this is the same thing. They don't have another playbook. If they don't like you, they're going to character assassinate you. They did it to Malcolm X. They did it to Martin Luther King. They do it to everybody. They did it to damn anybody that's anybody. If they don't like you, here comes character assassination. They're going to say you did something, say you are something, say you took something, say everything. They've been doing it since Marcus Garvey. You stole some papers, some check, whatever Marcus Garvey is. My bad for not even knowing off the top of my head. Was it some checks or something with the mail? I know that much. Way back then, it was a trumped up charge. So this is what they do.
Same thing that they do. They attack strong, vibrant black men, and that undermines the whole black community. And the next time it's going to be you. And see, here's the thing. I find myself being the only one who is standing in the cut for this man. I did the same thing.
Because you're supporting an abuser. I supported. I said that he wasn't defrauding a GoFundMe, and that's as far as it went. You had to do your due diligence. Like at first, I felt like you, like, yo, what? He got fired for saying you're not qualified? Man, y'all crazy as hell. Then I found out the old girl from the TikTok. I listened to her video. I have a video listening to her videos. We pick holes in her story. We don't like her. She's a clout chaser. She's the clout chaser. But then we find out that there's 2 other people who aren't clout chasers. They're actually victims, right? And then, but Queen of Accountability comes in the middle of that, accusing him of not being a plumber. So then now we got to go back to what's the facts, okay? So all the facts are he is a plumber. You know what I'm saying? These videos are preventing him from working. One of the exes is a clout chaser. 2 of them suffered real abuse from this dude. Some of it is alleged. Some of it, he did it. Police reports. You know? So you're still standing for someone who you wouldn't hire. That's what I'm trying to tell you, Dennis. Like, when it really boils down to it, you wouldn't hire him.
For Kevin Samuels, I did the same thing for a lot of other black men, whether it be P. Diddy, whether it be
Why you do that?
Chris Brown.
Never mind.
because it goes against who I am to assassinate the character of another black man, no matter how wrong he is, no matter how wrong the public thinks he is.
I get what you're saying right now. For clarity, he not saying that you can't hold him accountable and all this other stuff, but he's saying that because they did whatever they did, don't try to make it about everything else. You know what I'm saying? In their whole life. Now that's that and that and that and that and that based off that. So we're going to hold them accountable for what they did. It reminds me of, like I said in my very first video, I said, so what is we saying now? That means everybody who goes to jail should just get life. If they can't move on, or if people going to continue to judge them off their past, you should just make them do life no matter what they did. You know what I'm saying? If you unlive somebody, life. If you take a purse and there's $27 in it, life. Still. You know what I'm saying? Because what? You're going to get judged off that, man. That's the kid that stole a purse. You know what I'm saying? I look at you as a purse snatcher. What respect is you going to get? You might as well have did life then. If that's the case, the way y'all carrying it.
My first inclination is to either be quiet and not participate in the public lynching of a black man, or to come to his aid.
The internet changed all of that. And everybody doesn't need aid, Dennis. That's what I'm saying. Like, some people need aid when it's the wrong type of lynching, or people just going OD with it and then it's not deserved. But some people don't need the aid, Dennis.
But you all don't have that. You're more interested in currying favor with these women on the internet.
I don't think that people are doing that, dog. That's not what's going on, man. Maybe you looking at this. It's a bunch of people who I haven't seen talk about this. Maybe you talking about them dudes, but nah, man. I don't think that's what MTR was doing. That's not what MTR was doing.
You want them to come pat you on the head. You want a brownie point from these lovely ladies.
Nah, that's not what MTR was doing, fam. He came in based off what these, basically feeling like these lovely ladies was on some BS, and came in like, oh, here go another person trying to attack a black man. Then the more and more he did some due diligence, he found out Aaron was a piece of shit, which he is. But that don't mean his piece of shitness doesn't mean that he should have got fired from his job because of that. But it does mean he probably shouldn't have even had the opportunity. And it sucks to say, but it's true.
And the thing that you haven't realized, what you should realize, is that the first person they will turn on are the simps.
Mm-hmm.
You over there sitting at their foot. See, look what I'm not bad. I shouldn't be put on these lists that the government is coming up with. I shouldn't be. People.
Now that's a bar, but here's the thing about it: he shouldn't be put on the list because he shouldn't be put on the list. It ain't got nothing to do with simping or trying to suck up. Like, MTR never should have been put on the list. And then he was number 2. For everybody, just do some research about what I'm talking about. He was number 2 on the list. He should never been that high. He was over Fresh Fitting him. How is he over Fresh and Fit? Like, that's crazy. He was over Pearl. That's disgusting. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's absolutely disgusting.
Shouldn't be trying to ban my channel. Look, I'm fair-minded. I co-signed with the black woman when you have a bad black man. That's what you did. You trying to curry favor because you're scared. It don't work like that.
It does, though.
It's not how it works. You stay on code no matter what.
That's bull crap. Who told you that foolishness, Dennis? First of all, it ain't no code. And then how you gonna stay on code no matter what? Even if you in the wrong, huh? No, absolutely not. Have you lost your mind? There is no code, first of all. That's the most important part of this. There's no code. But if there was a code, you don't just blindly follow it. because somebody told you to, because somebody, Dennis, come on, man. That's not how being a man is. That's not being a man. That's following somebody else's format and not leading. As a leader, I can't go down this path of I know this is wrong. That's not being a leader, Dennis. That's following. Literally. You know what I'm saying? Literally, man. What the hell are you talking about?
And under no circumstances should you be out there attacking hardworking black men. You guys participated and helped digging up this man's criminal history. What about your daddy's criminal history? What about that?
What about him? Let's get him. But the point I'm trying to make is it was for MTR. It was a participation in digging up criminal history, but it was also based on the fact that they was feeling like he lied about the GoFundMe. It's all about the GoFundMe. They were wrong. We already did our videos. Just go watch them. So, but for this particular thing, they participated in it and never had a problem with it. That's what I'm saying. I had a problem with it. I called it out. So you're right about them never having a problem with it in any way, and then they should have. But but here's the thing, Dennis. The things about his history people can't ignore on their pages, especially when you got a big platform. Even if you got my platform, 400 subs, you still aren't about to co-sign no domestic. I can't not acknowledge what he did. In my first videos about it, you could hear me saying, what did he do? What are you even talking about? Like MTR said something about some paperwork of some court cases, and I was like, what is it? What he do? That was before I even knew. You know what I'm saying? But you can't be in support of somebody that does that type of stuff and then not call it out. You know what I'm saying? That's weird.
What about your mother's criminal history? What about your criminal history?
What about it?
I'm always willing to go in on the Pookie and Ray Rays, but some of you goody two-shoe type dudes, but for the love of God, there go I. And if you haven't had any close calls like that, then you haven't truly been living the black experience. Because that's what we have. And unfortunately, a lot of black men get caught up in that. I'm understanding to the Pookie.
No, you're not. You say you always willing to go in on them. So how are you understanding?
In the Ray Rays. I don't cut them any breaks. If you out there selling dope and robbing and killing and doing all that, I'm coming for you. I got something to say to you.
I feel you.
And if I can put you in jail, I will. But if we have a young man who's dug himself out of the trenches and is doing the best he can.
But he ain't did that, Dennis.
Why would you go out of your way to try to help destroy that man's life?
He's still in the trenches. And in their defense, just in their defense, I'm keeping it real, honestly. The reason why they went out of the way is because even though they were wrong in that regard, and I've talked to both of them personally about it, they felt like he was defrauding. That was their whole thing, that they felt like he was defrauding GoFundMe. They were wrong, but that was their whole ammunition.
And set him back even worse than he was before.
He brought that on himself, though.
How hopeless would he be? How hopeless would you be? How hopeless would your son be?
Some of this is karma, bro. You may not know it, Dennis, but a lot of this is his karma. Like, he got that girl fired from her job, calling her job all them times. That's why I'm saying, like, I wouldn't have even been mad for real, if it was her and she just not saying nothing. You know what I'm saying? So, I was gonna say because she the one he did the worst, but I don't even know if I could even say that for real. I don't even know if I could be able to get that off by saying she the one that he did the worst. I don't know if that's the truth. It's sort of the truth, but in terms of what the last girl went through, you can't really put anything over that. But I mean, home invasion, car invasion, fired from my job that I was making fun. Like, you kind of, so He ain't even, and then this was 2 months ago, Dennis. 2 months ago, literally in November. I mean, excuse me, April. The end of April, he did something. You know what I'm saying? He did something that he shouldn't have did. And it's a police report of it. So it ain't like she's just alleging it. She's alleging it to the police, and they filed a report.
Or your father. To be attacked like that by your own community. And what did this man do? Tell some women no?
That ain't what happened.
Black women specifically? I mean, at the end of the day, this is a young black man that wanted to be with a black woman. Isn't that what y'all want? And to have a family. But see, you all are so blinded you can't see the good.
There is
you just see an opportunity. You're opportunist.
Nah, man. He showed himself to be of bad character. It's not even on the show when he talked to MTR. We could take everything else away. He was, and I didn't even watch the whole lot. He was bad character on the show. Like, yo, when we talk about something she said you did, you don't even want to discuss it like a man. You want to say she lying, but not clear up the truth. Stuttering and all this stuff, man. That ain't how it goes. That ain't even how it goes, man.
That's what you are. It's a really sad day in Black America. It's a very sad day for Black YouTube. It's one of the reasons that I separated myself from the so-called Black manosphere.
I wouldn't go that far.
Because you're not like us. They're not like us. Somebody type, they're not like us in the chat room. I'm not like that. I'm not like you.
You clout chasing.
I never will be. I'm not going to down a man and try to destroy a man's life to try to get brownie points from some women that don't like me anyway.
I don't think that's what.
When the passport bros popped up, I said, brother, go out there and be free. Go out there and see what your life has to offer. I'm standing in the cut supporting the brothers. They calling the brothers sex traffickers and sex tourists and all that other stuff that they, and I'm like, nah, these brothers are trying to get out there and see what the world has to offer.
Well, here's the thing about it. And here's the thing about the internet. When you want to push a narrative, you can find something to push your narrative. So they found people that basically was buying coochie and try to make it seem like that's all of them was doing. But basically, you're right. But because people don't like holding an L, they just want to try to paint people that don't want them as something. You know what I mean? So that's all that was.
But even then, some of y'all piled on. If you got a track record of piling on and trying to beat up black men and destroy their reputation, and you're a black man, you a sellout. And you do it in the name of being fair and thoughtful. Nah, you just doing it because you want brownie points. You trying to get your likes up. You trying to get Curry favor points. As far as I'm concerned, you're trash. And your day is coming.
And MTR don't do that.
Because see, what you put out in the inevitable law of commerce is what goes around comes around. What you put out in the universe, eventually you come back with you. That destruction is coming back to you tenfold. You destroyed a man's life, your life is going to be destroyed. That's how it works. You put yourself up as a target, and here's the thing. Nobody's going to feel sorry for you.
Mm-hmm.
Because we've watched you destroy other people's lives. We've watched you destroy other black men's lives.
Who you talking
for what? To curry favor with black women? To get the heat off yourself? It's disgusting.
Who are you talking to?
To Mr. Sloan, Mr. Aaron Sloan, brother, keep your head up.
Keep your head down. They're looking for you.
I hope that
keep your head down. It's an investigation about that thing that you did out there in Texas, El Paso. They tried to cover it up. I seen it. What you did out there in El Paso, fam. They're doing an investigation on it. Okay. And if she's telling you her better hope that she not telling the truth. She's probably not about the friend popping up during what happened. Because if that's the case, there was an eyewitness to it. So you're gonna go down, buddy. Home invasion. Well, you know what? Maybe that's a different scenario. See what I'm saying? It's another case.
Use this opportunity to get closer to God. Understand that the Most High persecutes so many. Job did nothing. He had right intention. He was God's favorite. He was a good man. But those calamities
You not Job.
came upon him, plagues, pestilence. His wife abandoned him, went off and died in the field. But he persevered. And I can sense in you, brother, that you're a strong young black man and that you will persevere. And there is going to be sunny days after this storm that you're dealing with. This storm of hate and ridicule and persecution.
Yeah.
It's going to pass.
Mm-hmm.
And although I know you feel as though you need to reach out and try to protect yourself, understand, and I'll say this, those of us who are monotheistic, as you say, we understand that there's one God, the Most High God, and He is looking down on you. And I can sense that, and I can sense the strength in you, even not knowing you, that there are great things ahead for you. You're demonstrating your strength. You haven't folded. I ask you to continue forward in your work, continue forward in your efforts to better yourself. And these maggots and leeches, these vultures who have come for you, who are trying to feast on you, they're simply picking you clean.
That's really what a lot of people doing, though. To be honest, a lot of people don't care. It's just content to them. You know what I'm saying?
Picking all the vermin, all your past history that may have been holding you back, now it's being picked clean from you. That's what these scavengers are doing. They're picking the dead aspects of your life off of you.
They're not dead, though. April is not your past. And what you need to know is when you that type of person, you shouldn't have been on that show. You know what I'm saying? When you know you got something that somebody just filed a police report for you on you for doing, and you had to get out of Texas because of it, you know you're not supposed to be on camera doing stuff like that.
And when you come out the other side, you're going to be free and clear and clean, because the truth and the sunlight will come together and purify you for whatever it is that the Most High has for you, brother. So you keep your head up, and all you other black men out there who understand what this young brother is dealing with, you all may have a sordid past. If you striving to do better, I support you 100%. I am 100% on your side. I don't care what you did. You did a little time in jail. Hey, you out now, you're doing better. There is such a thing as a redemption story. And those of you who would...
He's not doing better. That's the whole point. That's what you failing to realize, Dennis. He's actually not. He's still doing the same stuff. And we're alleging it, but it's alleged on a police report.
Or those people who would bring up your stories and your past.
April's not your past, Aaron. Dennis, April really not the past when you got to flee a state because of something that you did. That's not really the past. You wouldn't hire him. You saying all this, but you wouldn't hire him, though.
Understand that you don't need to look. We don't look behind us when we're walking forward, because we're not going there. We're going forward. Don't let them bring shame to you for what you did in the past.
April, not your past.
Forgive yourself. Ask the Most High for forgiveness. Pay your penance and move forward. And anybody that can't accept you for who you become.
Dennis, this is what you got to understand. He's paying his penance right now. your past will catch up to you. If you calling people job and getting them fired for your feelings, you may have people calling your job and getting you fired because of their feelings. See how that works?
After you've separated yourself by years and tasks and good deeds and respectability.
And that's what I'm trying to tell you, Dennis. He did something 2 months ago. He hasn't separated himself. He separated himself by fleeing Texas after he did it.
They don't deserve to be in your life.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm talking to all you men out there who are working on your second chance, third chance, fourth chance. As long as you pushing forward, man, I support you.
Mm-hmm.
As long as you're doing the right thing and you got your deeds match your good deeds, and your actions match your thoughts, then I support you.
And that's what I'm trying to tell you, Dennis. This is what I'm trying to tell you. His actions don't match his thoughts at all. And this is good advice. This is good pep talk for people. But his actions don't match his thoughts. He's still committing felonies. He just went to felony court on this channel a couple days ago for felonies that he committed a couple months ago. It's not like we just talking about his past and doing that. Like, yo, why you ain't tell us that? No, why you didn't tell us you did this 2 months ago that's still being investigated for? You're going to get a warrant for this. You know what I'm saying? And he's doing stuff like that.
These people, these other black men, I can't speak for them. I can't explain to you why they would seek pleasure in making a spectacle out of the life of a hardworking black man. I can't speak for them. I'm not like them. They're not like us. A lot of these guys haven't been through anything. They couldn't bust a grape in a fruit fight. When you start peeling back the layers on some of these wannabe YouTube personalities, you just got a whole lot of fluff and narcissism and no substance.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, it's your eyeballs that make them relevant. So why don't you do this? Why don't you unsubscribe to their pages? Instead of giving the attention they want, go ahead and...
Okay, well, why are you just was talking about black men and uplifting black men, but now you want to try to take away from black men's pockets and money by telling people to unsubscribe from them and don't watch them. All because you don't like what they said. How about you just don't watch them? You just don't watch them. Don't tell people to unsubscribe from them. You just said you stay on code. And when it's something that you don't agree with, you just be quiet. But now you're talking. And you're saying the wrong thing because you're going against what you said. You're not following your own rules. So now you sound a certain way. So no, don't unsubscribe from them. You wanna support opportunities for a nigga that just committed domestic and SA 2 months ago. But somebody like MTR is building a platform. And I seen you say something about O'Shea, which I haven't heard it yet, but I'm not about to tolerate no O'Shea slander on this channel, which we'll get to when you say it. But yeah, man. So why are you trying to tell people to unsubscribe?
Hit them in the pocketbook.
See, look.
Let them know.
And that's like it's cool. That's why you keep saying not like us. You a hater like Kendrick. You one of them type of weirdo haters or something? Is that what you are? You want me to talk to you like one of them? Like, I was trying to be nice. Don't make me think you one of those. Just a hater for no reason.
That as black men, we vote with our feet, we vote with our wallets, and we vote with our eyeballs.
Mm-hmm.
And so by unsubscribing to their page, that teaches them a lesson. We don't approve of you attacking and destroying another black man's life.
I get that. That makes sense. I ain't mad at that.
At the end of the day, all the black man did was stand up for himself.
That's not all he did, though.
That's all he did.
No, it ain't.
It doesn't matter his past.
Yes, it does.
That's between him and the local law
It
enforcement, if
matters.
that's applicable.
It is
Like
applicable.
some
It matters. It matters when the past is the present and people bring it out. Like, you can't say it doesn't matter when someone makes it matter. And we talked about it, but all Queen Accountability really did was move the goalposts. That's all she really did. But it matters when somebody makes it matter. If your past, I'm gonna keep telling you this, your past is not 2 months ago. He literally he just did something in April, the end of April. I seen the police report. It was April the 24th he did it, like the end of April. You understand what I'm saying? And he had to flee Texas and went to Arizona. And then the person who he did that to seen him on video. Like, what you mean? So it matters when someone makes it matter. You can't say your past don't matter when you pop up on camera and I'll be like, man, that's Dennis that had took that money from me. People are gonna, Dennis, if you had did something foul to me, like I sent you some money for a service and you didn't provide me the service, and then I see you got a page, like, man, that's Dennis that took that $1,000 from me, and I do a video on TikTok and it goes viral, your past will matter. What you mean your past don't matter? What do y'all be talking about? Like, I just did a video about with Gilbert and them. You can't acting like you can just do stuff and your past don't matter to people. You sound stupid, man. And it should be that way. That it don't. You can just get past it. But no, your past matters. Your past matters. Some people never forgive you for shit. Some people will let you get off or don't care. No, but your past matters. For real. Everybody's past matters. You know what I'm saying? So and it's no way around it. Like, I've been to jail and I done did shit and I committed crimes in my past. Your past matters to me. I should have more leeway and I still don't. Nope, don't care. And it's not because my past matters, so that means your past matters. No, I'm saying it because your past matters to me. Your past matters to me. I ain't talking about me right now. I'm talking about you. You can say whatever you want about me. I'm talking about you. What? Hey, didn't you? I don't trust him, man. That nigga had stole that. Man, that's the chick that had set them niggas up to. Man, that shit matters, man. Fuck you talking about. It do matter. Especially when it comes to job. What's the use of filing a background check? How you gonna say that a past don't matter when jobs literally do background checks? That's like what they do. So don't tell me that your past don't matter when your past literally matters. Your past matters. I can't think of a scenario where it doesn't. People might try to say they'll let you get off or they won't do a background check or won't check it and shit like that, but actually matters though. So I don't care what you're saying.
you have children's mothers. She's always willing to hold your feet to the fire. You got a bunch of women. What if the women that you dealt with came up out of the woodwork and started attacking you? What would those women say about you? Again, I understand why these.
They wouldn't say. I'm gonna tell you what they wouldn't say. Okay, I don't know what they'd say, but I'm gonna tell you what they wouldn't say. I got a couple things that they wouldn't say. They wouldn't say that I got mad that they didn't want to be with me no more, so I broke into their house, peed on their mattress, took their TVs, cut up their stuff, stole their son Xbox and TV, cut the pipe wire thing so their water could run out. They wouldn't say that, fam. They also wouldn't say that I got mad at them, choked them, tried to force myself sexually onto them, and say, you sure you don't want it? Hold her up. They would say they would never say that I held them up by two hands, choking them, and they actually couldn't breathe this time. And then they wouldn't say that I called their job 500 times that they don't work for 5 years to get them fired from their job. They wouldn't say none of that about it. They wouldn't say none of that. I don't know what they would say. I don't know what they would say, fam. But I know what they wouldn't say. All of that. They wouldn't say none of that. None of that I just said that was said about Aaron would my ex say about me if they could. They wouldn't say none of that. None of that. Oh, he didn't want to commit. Oh, he was out here cheating. He was acting like trying to give me advice, then didn't want to settle down. I don't know what Nicole would say. She'd go crazy, but she wouldn't say none of that stuff. What you saying, man? Like, nope. No. I'll send Nicole the link right now and just let her go off before any of that stuff is said. You sound stupid, Dennis. Like, come on, fam.
These lovely ladies, these unlovely ladies would attack that young brother. But for black men, it's not even manly.
Some of it wasn't.
And at the end of the day, yo,
MTR. I told MTR that personally. Some of that shit is I said he became what he was against. It became chatty. It became girly. I said that. So what he's saying right then at that moment is true. It's very true that a lot of the shit wasn't manly. Just how the whole situation was carried. Like, that's just not what men do, period. Even if you do want to hold them accountable, it's a certain way you do it that wasn't done in certain areas. Like, yo, and it made me mad. That's why I did a video to MTR. I talked about that in my video. Please go to it. That's exactly what I was saying the whole time to him. Literally.
own black women don't respect you when you would go attacking another black man. You look
I won't say it like that. You can attack another black man, but it's a way you do it to where everybody respects it. Because women, especially the ones on TikTok and online, they respect any attack on men. If you attacking men, what? Hell yeah, they're gonna respect it. Man, these hoe ass niggas always what? That's the stuff that goes viral. What you mean? Like, you can attack a man, but can you attack a man and make men respect it too? Like, yeah, he right. He telling the truth.
like a punk. More importantly, the rest, I have friends who I take jujitsu classes with, and they say to me, these are non-black men, they say it's a shame what those black people are doing to that plumber. This is people from other races.
Mm-hmm.
It's a shame what those black people are doing to that plumber. I saw that.
It's not a shame though, because it's not a shame though. I would have thought it was a shame at first until I did all the research. It's not a shame. I'm gonna tell you what's a shame about it. It's a shame that it could be done. Let's just put it like that. Because the internet is dangerous. So people pick and choose who they don't like and what they don't like, and then you can ruin somebody's life from your phone. You know, so that's a shame that it can be done. But that it was done to him, a lot of it was his karma.
That's that video, Dennis. Mm-hmm. And I'm so happy that you're trying to help him. What are you going to do about it?
Nothing.
It's a shame. That's what other races are seeing. The same shit.
You're going to sit in your backyard and spew this shit you did for 30 minutes. Other than that, you're going to let it go and forget all about it. I addressed it. You're doing the same thing. You content creating. This is just you finally addressing the situation. Now you're going to move on and never think about it again. So stop it, Dennis.
Shame that they had for black women who attacked Kevin Samuels is the same shame that they have for you black men for attacking Aaron Sloan.
Wow. Y'all hear that? You hear that, MTR? Now that's wild. You know? And I told you that you became what you against. That's what I said. That's what I said. And he just said what he just said. So you tell me how those two statements are any different. They're really kind of not. You know what I mean? Like, he just said it a different way. He just said it a different way, but it's kind of the same thing. Like, it's the same people.
The young plumber out of Arizona. That's how you look.
So if the same people did the same thing, the people who was against it would feel the same way looking at you when they was against that. You see what he's saying? Like, he's saying it in a different way. Like, he's just telling you how other people feel about it, but I'm telling you what was done. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man.
The rest of the men around the world will not respect you, brothers. You don't even have your own woman in check. They recognize what you're doing. You're trying to appease these black women.
I don't know about all that, man.
At a time.
I don't know about that. I mean, I know about the part where don't got the women to check, but I don't know about doing it to try to appease women. I don't know about that, man. I don't know about that. I don't know.
When black women and the truth of who they have become is being exposed to the world. So that puts you right next to them. That scandalous, low-life behavior. That revenge-filled, unholy, demonic behavior. They see you as sitting right next to them. All you YouTubers out there who are co-signing with these women and spreading these lies and misinformation. Information that can be easily debunked.
As far as the plumber and frauding situation, this is what he's saying. We're gonna let him separate because he don't know what he's talking about for real.
You're being purposely lied to, and you're taking the word of a person who is known to be a liar and who's on trial right now for fraud.
No, I'm not gonna go that far to say that she purposely lied. Only thing she did was not look up the license in New Mexico. I would. That's all she did wrong. And she did more than that because she's still doubling down when she found out she was wrong. But all she really did was, and I don't even really know the details of the other thing, like what she's on with her fraud and all that stuff. But yeah, man, she didn't really do anything in terms of like purposely lying. I don't think. I'm gonna go on to. I'm gonna put my stamp of I think on it and say she ain't do that.
And you taking that and using that information to destroy a black man's life. Lawsuits are not enough for you. You need to have your life destroyed.
No, you don't. And that's vindictive. Now you want to talk about how men move and how men act. You trying to be vindictive. You trying to be vindictive now. You want something to happen to somebody because they did something. That's what Aaron did when he broke into that house and cut the cords on her gun and made her water run. Now you being vindictive. That's not how men move. You want to talk about what's manly. Be manly while you talking about it. Please.
You need somebody to go ahead and get some and start making up stories about you and just putting it out there on the internet.
No, you don't. Especially when it ain't made up. It's some base to at least why you doing it. Like within the investigation, there may be some false information within the investigation, but there is a factual investigation. You trying to see what I'm saying? Like, come on now, you don't need that, Queen, MTR, whoever he talking to. No, you don't. You don't need that to happen to you.
That's the only way you will understand what this man is doing. And I understand why he wants to go out there and clear his name. I understand why he feels compelled to go out to these.
Cleared his name on the plumber thing and the license thing. He did.
Different broadcasts and speak. I hadn't said anything about.
He cleared his name on the felonies.
About it in a while.
The recent ones.
He wants to clear his name because he recognizes this stuff is untrue. It's not just. There's a lot of other people out there with a past.
Mm-hmm.
And yet you all take pleasure in lynching a black man. That's what I see happening. A young black man, a vibrant black man. It's always us.
Oh, that's true.
It's always you all. I've made a decision that I'm not going to participate in that. I will not use my powers and my education and my thoughtfulness and my wisdom to help destroy other black men.
And I can respect that 100%. Just flat out in the discussion. I get that.
I will remain silent or I will come to their aid. But I recognize that our true enemy wants to see us destroy each other. They want to see us destroy vibrant, young black men who are prosperous. That's what they want. And you all are so foolish.
You know what? I mean, I guess I can't even be mad at that. I get it. I mean, if you're just not that type of person, because everybody ain't to hold somebody accountable or know how to check a person. So it's like, if they wrong, I ain't saying nothing. I'm gonna let you do it. Everybody gonna do it anyway. It ain't like if I don't say nothing, it ain't gonna get done. So I ain't gonna say nothing. And then if they need some help and they right, then all right, I'm gonna help them. So I get that a little bit, but it's just not how I am. But whatever. I understand it. I'm gonna put it like that. So I understand it more now.
That you fall right into the trap. When I think of the wisdom of Dr. Francis Cress Welsing and Dr. John Heinrich Clark and Neely Fuller and Dr. Amos Wilson and all the greats, Shaka Musa Barashango, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, Malcolm X, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, all of these great minds, they would be ashamed of you right now and what you're doing. All that great.
I'm not gonna lie, Neely Fuller would be ashamed that I don't even know who they are. I'm about to look them up though. I'm admitting it right now, and I'm looking it up. So Neely Fuller would definitely be ashamed because I don't even know who Neely Fuller is. But I'm gonna know. I'm gonna know. You know. And then but yeah, I don't know if all them great minds would be ashamed, but whatever, we'll see. Malcolm X would hate the whole, at least said Elijah Muhammad, but Malcolm X would hate the whole internet. He would hate everything about everything.
Great teaching gone to waste on these useless people that we have. We've had some of the greatest minds that have ever traversed this planet as far as activism and unity. And it's wasted on you people. Somebody type you people in the chat room. You people. Make sure you put you people. I'm going Ross Perot on you. Everybody in the comment section, before you comment, type you people and then make your comment. Or I'm going to delete your comment.
You people need to relax.
You people are the problem. You're your own worst enemy. And other people see it. You are destroyed people. You are backbiting, low down, dirty people. You want forgiveness, but you don't want to forgive. You're a fragile ego having disrespectful, collectively unworthy people. Only the Most High can redeem you. But I fear the Most High is forsaking you because of you and who you are and who you've become. Attacking a 29-year-old man. This is what you've done. You're attacking a 29-year-old, a child, some of you all's ages. Old enough to be your little brother, and for some of you all, your son. This is who you want to destroy?
No.
All the people who have attacked and killed and destroyed the lives of black men and women. Tamir Rice. Y'all didn't even know this person's name.
That's where you going with this, Dennis?
Trayvon Martin.
Really going Trayvon on us?
All of those people who wrongfully killed and murdered and destroyed the lives of black men and black boys. You have no smoke for them. Oh, but the balloon pop plumber. Oh yeah, we're going to destroy his life. We're going to dig him up. Why don't you use that energy and refocus that on your own life, as opposed to using it to try to destroy a young black man's life with your hateful, nasty, rotten selves. Disgusting group of people. And then you wonder why brothers want to get on the airplanes and go other places. Half the time we could deal with the women, it's you dudes. You self-hating, selfish, narcissistic black men that we don't want to be around. We can't enjoy anything Because if we got 2 nickels more to rub together, then you want to come hit us upside the head and take it. Y'all always coveting somebody else's stuff. Y'all, truthfully, y'all jealous of that man, Aaron Sloan. You wish you could speak like him. You can see by the young man's dedication to weightlifting and physical fitness that the man is focused on something. Half of y'all can't even get up out the bed on time to get to work. He was too proud for you, wasn't he? He was too proud, and so y'all wanted to break him down, just like the slave catcher DNA that's running through your blood. I'm talking to you black men, man to man, because you need a good talking to. You off code.
That's cap.
And the world is watching. Other black men are watching. Your black children are watching. Black women are watching you boys go at each other's throat, doing their work for them. Just a bunch of killer drone simps. Your queen mother goddess simp chips are turned up 100%.
Queen mother goddess simp chips.
But you cowards, because you wouldn't do this to anybody else. You might as well put a bit in your mouth and a saddle on your back and let the matriarchy just ride you on into non-existence. Y'all a bunch of weak, cowardly men trying to curry favor for black women. And I'm disgusted by you.
Yikes.
And if you knew better, you'd be disgusted at yourselves. Keep your head up, Aaron. God bless you, young brother.
Well, Aaron, you need more than God. You need a lawyer. The video I seen, he said something directly about O'Shea. I ain't even hear right there. But what I know is that Dennis didn't do his due diligence and that he wouldn't have hired him. That's all I got to say about it. And we moving on because I got some other stuff planned for later. Real.